This is Big Business with Sarah, the podcast for entrepreneurs who want to continue building their business and understand you should never stop learning. So today is episode 30, and I was thinking, you know what? It's going to be time to look back at how is Sarah doing. So now that COVID is a bit easier on us, I get to see many people live again. And of course, I saw my friends for the past 2 years, but I also saw a lot of professional contacts, which actually I hadn't seen except for online, for instance, through a LinkedIn or an Instagram update. And I always try to listen to the questions they're asking or the comments they're making on my pivot from interim manager to a business coach. And most of the time, the response is like, I didn't know it was like this for you, or I didn't know you officially started coaching since March. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to create an episode about this to give you a little bit of an update on, and also a review maybe on how the past half year has been for me. But actually, we're going to go back a little bit further. So as you might know, I was doing a lot of interim work for different kinds of organizations in the nonprofit sector. This was mostly in the arts and culture or human rights sectors. I love doing it. As an interim manager, you help organizations grow and change their business. And often I was also a team leader for a short period of time. So after my job was done, I fixed it. I left for a new organization that needed my support. And so once COVID hit, I lost 60 till 80K, so 80,000 euros of income. And the year wasn't even filled yet. And I calculated I would hit my second six-figure year. But of course, we all know what happened. I lost all of the clients and was actually quite depressed. Because of COVID, I was also an event manager, interim manager, and everybody was, closing their doors and their wallets. And so I was out of work. And, some people stood up in March 2020 and they fixed things and helped people and thought this was going to be their time of their lives. And I didn't, because frankly, I worked so hard in 2019 for my first six-figure year. I really wanted to take it easy. I told everyone December 2019, yes, you know what, starting March, I will really take it easy because I still had a big interim job, which lasted until the end of March. But not as easy as COVID told us to do, of course. So in 2020, I was contemplating, and luckily I had money saved up on my bank. And I was thinking on what I should be doing, maybe an MBA or maybe hire a business coach, because I knew my freelance work wasn't a safe income stream. And it actually never is. And I want you to let that sink in. You're always very dependent on the clients that you're working with. I strongly believe in multiple income streams. So luckily, at the end of the year 2020, I landed 3 clients as an interim manager in the tech and online space because I knew that I wanted to continue working as an interim manager back then, and I was working again. I decided to work on business coaching. And first I worked with not such a great coach, but then my real first coach, Amy, and you can listen to episode 25, helped me a lot. In December 2022, I quit freelancing and I hit 130K a year, which is more than 10,000 euros a month, which I earned. And I was very happy about it, but I wanted to pivot and change everything, my offer, my ideal clients. Why is that? Because I was doing the freelance work and I already knew because of COVID how unstable that kind of income could be. Because I was working for a different sector, instead of nonprofit for a more profit sector, I was thinking, you know what, I should actually create multiple income streams. And that's what I decided to do in January 2022. Sorry, I just said in December 2022 I quit freelancing, but it should have been December 2021. I'm just remembering. So in November 21, I did a pilot of my goal setting course. So this was kind of when I unofficially launched as a business coach. I created a goal setting course and 1 week of private coaching. But actually, my first clients would work with me from March 2022 on. And actually, I was very happy with the result of the goal setting course. I will talk more about this in my bonus launch, which I will talk about more later on in this episode. But so I had my first clients in March 2022, and that's when I officially started coaching. But I remember in April 22, I really wanted to quit. But my other coach, Melissa, and you can listen her interview, my interview with her in episode 27, really helped me to push forward and continue. And it's so interesting that when you're thinking about your results, so I was expecting, of course, a little bit more from the March launch, and April was a very bleak month. But that actually really helped me to create a sales challenge for myself, which I also shared with you on Instagram. And it also helped me have the biggest launch of my career so far. So May 2022 was a very good month for me, and it was back at the level of 21. So, it's so funny when you're having 2 months where you're not seeing the results, and that's 60 days. And I know 60 days of feeling like, it's not going to work out for me. That can be quite draining. And, having that business coach, in this case, it was Melissa, help me and say, you know what, just continue and make it a little bit, continue one more month, or maybe 6 more months, just try it. Really, really helps myself. So in June, I attracted loads of corporate clients, which will all probably bank in August, and because I'm recording this on July 20th. But it is incredible to see that only in a few months' time, I'm back on my old schedule and my old self. And I know it will be better from here because I created an offer which doesn't have an income cap. So with freelancing, you have a limited amount of hours that you can work, and also a limited hourly rate. Actually, yes, of course, you can always ask more, but once you want to start asking 500 euros an hour, that's going to be very hard to sell. Except maybe if you're a top lawyer, but I'm not that, so I wanted to create something that is scalable. So I'm very happy I did. And, sometimes you have to go through something and to go through some grind. And, January, February were for me really all about the promotion. March, April were okay. I started coaching and learned to coach, and I really loved my first clients, and I'm giving them gifts and everything. And I will give them forever because, I'm so happy that they also believed in themselves, but also believed in me. But then May really turned things around, and June, and right now July is, those are such great months, not just money-wise, but also client and result-wise. So I want you to make no mistake that if you're going to pivot, you need a big sales strategy. You need savings because it is going to be quite hard. And you also need a lot of skills before making your pivot. And that is why I created my big business course, to help you do the same. Not the same as in, become a business coach, but the same as in, okay, you know what, you're going to pivot. And I want to look with you what is going to help you make that pivot. So to help you a bit with this, I created a free download, and it's a professional personal plan. You can find it in the show notes. And Monday, the pre-order for the Big Business Mastermind doors close. And actually, this is a great deal. You can send in your application now, and I will review it. And once I read it, I will contact you to see if you're a fit. So there's no strings attached until you actually bought the program. And also, if you are applying now, you will receive the bonus episode of my launch, where I'm also diving a lot deeper into what I've just shared with you, also with numbers and everything. And it's a little bit scary, but it will be a bonus for the early birds. But also, if you're already in the pre-order, you will receive it as well. So you are onto something big, and you can follow my podcast for more. And thank you so much for listening.